ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਮਹੱਤਵਪੂਰਨ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਫਸਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਗੈਂਗਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਕਾਇਮ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਕੰਬਾਈਨਡ ਫੋਰਸਿਸ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਸਮੈਂਟ ਯੂਨਿਟ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਸਾਰਜੈਂਟ ਲਿੰਸੇ ਹੌਟਨ ਜੋ ਹਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਤੇ ਗੈਂਗਸ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਹੈ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਕੀਕਤ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਚਣਾ ਤੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬਚਣਾ ਹੈ। ਆਓ ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਸਾਰਜੈਂਟ ਹੌਟਨ ਨਾਲ। ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ।
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. endganglife.ca, that's the website which you have created, and this combined special forces unit of which you are the media relations officer. So what is the basic mandate of this?
The mandate of our unit is really to target the most violent gang members in British Columbia. Those people, men or women, who are carrying guns, looking to cause the most violent, gang-related violence in communities, doesn't matter where you are in British Columbia. A part of our mandate, however, in addition to enforcement, is creating public engagement, raising awareness in communities, both for gangs and gang-related violence, and the issues around gangs, things like drugs, how to keep kids out of gangs, and from that, the End Gang Life campaign was born.
Okay, and since how long has this unit been functioning?
The CFSCUBC has been functional since the year 2000.
Okay.
We've undergone several changes in our history,
Right.
But as we are right now, we've been around since the year 2000.
So as you said, the mandate is quite vast. It's not just confined to one particular thing. So how serious is this issue of drugs and gang violence in our communities?
Well, every community in British Columbia, it doesn't matter how big or how small, is touched in some way by gang violence. We have to look at the news and the media every single day. There's stories related to gangs, whether it's the Surrey 6 tragedy or some of the other trials that have gone on in communities around the province, like the murder of Dane Phillips, in which 2 Full Patch Hells Angels members were convicted of manslaughter. The tentacles of gang violence is very wide and vast.
As you mentioned that it is spread all across BC, but is there a concentration of any these gangs in any particular area also where they mostly operate from?
Well, as would stand to reason, people would expect that the most number of gang members, just like the most number of anything, would be in the Lower Mainland.
Right.
And that is in fact
because of the
case.
concentration of people over there. Right?
Absolutely. And so that's what we see. We
Right.
see the most gang-related people or gang-involved people here in Metro Vancouver or in the Lower Mainland.
Right. And when we talk about the South Asians also, because this program is being watched by over 300,000 people all across Canada who are from the South Asian background. So where does the South Asian community stand? As you said, it's in all the communities, but could you give us some statistics about where does this community stand? Because in the past we have seen lots of our youngsters also dying from bullets.
Well, the South Asian community has been intertwined for good and for bad in gang-involved violence and in the gang world for many, many years.
Right.
Like most other ethnicities. However, in British Columbia, we don't have to look back too far to remember names like the Dosanjh brothers or Bindi Johal. These people, even though some of them are long since dead, are still cult-like figures and heroes to today's youth. And that's very disappointing and discouraging that,
Right.
that there are young people today who are looking up to people like Bindi Johal, who committed heinous acts of violence and sowed fear and chaos
Right.
in our communities. What I can say is that the South Asian community is one of the most proactive and engaged communities in British Columbia.
Right.
In fact, it was the South Asian Community Coalition Against Youth Violence and the work of Mr. Balwant Sangera,
Right.
who was instrumental in the formation of the Integrated Gang Task Force
Right.
several years ago. And if it weren't for his efforts and the efforts of the South Asian community, we may not have had an Integrated Gang Task Force.
Right.
And a result of the creation of IGTF, as it was called, it saw an immediate reduction in gang
Right.
violence in our communities. So last year we had 2 Sikh summits, as we called them, where it brought the leaders of all the gurdwaras
Right.
here in the Lower Mainland. We took them out to the PRTC, the
Okay.
RCMP's training facility in Chilliwack, and we had a 2-day summit where the Gurdwara leaders met with police officers, met with academics, some of the work of Dr. Girabat,
Right.
with Kwantlen Polytechnic University and her Acting Together Cura project,
Right.
that's looking at how to create resiliency in youth with a South Asian focus. focus.
Right.
And we looked at what we could do in the Gurdwaras, in the South Asian community, to build that resiliency in the
Right.
next generation of leaders
Right.
in the South Asian community, so we didn't see a resurgent or another Bindi Johal come around.
Wonderful. We'll continue the discussion. Let's go for a small break. When we come back, as to the mandate, what you talked about, how you are now trying to reach the youngsters and the parents and the schools, whereby you talk about that gang life is not as factual as it is claimed to be. We'll discuss in details after this break. ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਜੋ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ, ਸਾਰਜੈਂਟ ਹਾਰਟਨ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ 130 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 200 ਗੈਂਗਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੇ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਨ, ਪਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੰਸੈਂਟਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਲੋਅਰ ਮੇਨਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਬਾਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਆਲ ਅਕ੍ਰੋਸ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਮੰਦਭਾਗੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਿ ਅਦੇ ਵੀ ਬਿੰਦੀ ਜੋਹਰ ਵਰਗੇ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕਲਟ ਫਿਗਰ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਯੂਥ ਵੱਲੋਂ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਦਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਾ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਐਕਟਿਵ ਹੈ। ਬਲਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੇੜਾ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ, ਇੰਟੀਗ੍ਰੇਟਿਡ ਟਾਸਕ ਫੋਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਣੀ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ। ਗੀਰਾ ਭੱਟ ਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾਂ ਲਿਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸਰ ਹਨ ਕੁਆਂਟਲਨ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਊਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ, ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਰਹੇਗੀ। ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋਅ। ਕੁਝ ਪਲਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣੇ ਆਇਓ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਤੋਂ। ਕੰਬਾਈਨਡ ਫੋਰਸਿਸ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਸਮੈਂਟ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਸਾਰਜੈਂਟ ਹਾਰਟਨ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਗੈਂਗਸ ਦੀ, ਇਹ ਵੱਧਦੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਂਡੇਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਈਡ ਹੈ। ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਆਈਡੈਂਟੀਫਾਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਰਨਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਿਤ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਆਓ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। So, like you were saying before the break about the composition of these gangs, it's varied all across the communities, and the South Asian community also, it's proactive, it's taking some steps. So that is having an impact, you feel, with the coming of the public coming forward, the Gurdwara presidents coming. Have you been to the Gurdwaras also, or other religious places where you are giving the presentation, what you generally present in the schools?
Not yet,
Okay.
but we certainly hope to, and we are scheduling a follow-up summit
Okay.
For later this summer, where
Right.
the presidents and the leaders, both adults and youth, from each Gurdwara are going to come again, and we're going to follow up on some of the information that we collected.
Right.
We're going to present the research that we've collated, give it back to them, and then there will also be other presentations like the one that I do in schools, and with the goal that we want to get this information out to as many people as we can,
Right.
and empower them to have a positive impact, not only on their ethnic community, but on
Right.
their community in general, because gangs isn't isolated to one ethnic community. Our gang issue that we have here spans ethnicities.
Okay.
It spans socioeconomic status, and it spans geography.
Okay, that's interesting. Like we hear about independent soldiers or other gang. So what you're trying to say is that all these gangs are interrelated?
To some degree,
some extent,
yes.
okay.
And there's no better example than a gang calling themselves the United Nations,
Right.
Which was made up. There's an infamous photo, group photo of them, that's been in the media for several years that shows Clay Rouche, the leader and creator of the United Nations, at the center of this photo. And surrounding him, and the photo was taken after a funeral of a
Okay.
fellow gang member, surrounding him are all of his UN gang mates. And if you look at the photo carefully, it is all different ethnicities represented in it. It's
Right.
actually quite fascinating, and it's contrary to a lot of the academic research that is done in other parts of North America and even Canada, and what other police officers see in other areas like Toronto, where there are very ethnically pure
Okay.
gangs and organized crime groups. The United Nations and the independent soldiers and the Red Scorpions, they still exist, despite their leaders either being in jail or being dead. The independent soldiers is a good example where Randy Nash Naker, was the leader of the independent soldiers.
Right.
At one point, and he was shot and killed, as we all know, in Port Moody on St. John Street as he was coming out of a Starbucks.
Right.
There are still members of the independent soldiers who are still out there. What often happens, though, is these groups, once their leader is killed, their small cell, their small little group will then move to other sides. They'll change allegiances on their side of the gang world.
Right.
And what we've seen in the past number of years with some of the very public violence in our communities are these two sides going at war. They've been shooting each other. On one side, you've got the Dak Dure group, which
Right.
we've often talked about. And then on the other side, you've got the Red Scorpions, the independent soldiers, and of course the Hells Angels affiliated people through
Okay.
Larry Amaro. And those were the people who were in the vehicle on August 14th, 2011 in Kelowna, when
Right.
Jonathan Bacon was murdered and Larry Amaro was shot at. And James Riak, who was in that car, he was the lieutenant of Randy Naker for the independent soldiers. He escaped without injury.
Right.
And it was the other side, this tit-for-tat war that we saw in our public venues.
Right. So, as far as the situation now is concerned, what about the public? Should they be concerned about all this? What is happening? As to anywhere anyone can go and just start shooting. And when something happens, generally we hear from the police side that this person was known to the police, and the people are quite surprised at that time that if this person was known to the police, why was action not taken? Could you tell us how do you quantify this gang violence, and especially from your unit's perspective?
Well, people should be concerned about gang violence because, as I said, gang violence affects every single community. People should care about gangs and gang violence. It doesn't matter if you live in Cranbrook or 100 Mile House or Victoria.
Right.
Gangs somehow impacts your community. You should care about this, and you should want to do something to eradicate gangs.
Right.
And that's why being a positive contributor to society or joining groups like Crime Stoppers or the Crime Prevention Society, those types of groups certainly help.
Right.
When it comes to gang members and people being known to police, of course everyone understands that we know who these gang members are.
Right.
We know who the criminals who live in our communities are. But the police, we need this thing called evidence in order to be able to arrest somebody.
Right.
We need to have reasonable and probable grounds to believe that someone's committed a criminal offense.
Right.
And we have to have evidence of that we can present to Crown Counsel in British Columbia.
Right.
And Crown Counsel is the one who decides whether to lay a criminal charge or not.
Right.
Oftentimes it's very challenging and extremely complex in order to gather that evidence
Right.
to satisfy Crown Counsel, because the bar, and rightly so, is a very high bar
Right.
in order for us to be able to arrest somebody and for criminal charges to be laid.
Right.
When it comes to when police say they're known to police,
Right.
that means two things. That means they have prior arrests,
Right.
and police know who they are, and they have prior convictions.
Right.
So they have been or are currently before the courts.
Right. And what would be a message to the parents, especially if they see what are the telltale signs, I would say, if they find something wrong, how and where should they report? Because many times people are afraid they don't come forward despite the fact they're seeing lots of things happening around them.
Well, the first thing is be involved in your children's lives. When they come home from school, don't let them go to their room and shut the door and you only see them at dinner time and that's it. Be involved in their lives. Have open and honest communication with them.
Right.
Talk to them about gangs. Talk to them about drugs. Talk to them about other issues that are impacting their life. Be a part of their life.
Right.
Too often we see stories or hear stories of parents who were completely disengaged from their children, and then they're shocked to find out that they were selling drugs or,
Right.
or being involved in crime. You have to, if you suspect this, you have to engage the police. You
Right.
have to engage the schools. You have to engage positive mentors and leaders in your community.
Right.
There are people at all of the gurdwaras who are willing to step up
Right.
to be that positive influence in your child's life. You have to do everything you can to keep them out, because although it might seem hard, that is a lot easier than arranging their funeral.
Sergeant Horton, thank you very much for all this service, what you're doing, and empowering the community and telling them that gangs are not good. Thank you for all this perspective. Thank you very
Thank you for having me.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਜੀ, ਇਹ ਗੈਂਗਸ ਦੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜੋ ਸਾਜਨ ਹਾਟਨ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ। ਇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੱਖ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਬੜੀ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਾਪਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਲਓ। ਇਹ ਨਾ ਹੋਏ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਾ ਸਕੂਲ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ, ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ਾ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਮਰੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਏ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਡਿਨਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ। ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਯੋਰਸੈਲਫ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਯੂਥ। ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ, ਕੇਅਰ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਆਟੋਮੈਟਿਕਲੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਾ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਲਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਲਓ, ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਕੋਈ ਐਸਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਾ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ ਇਮੀਡੀਏਟਲੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਰਸਤਾ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ। endganglife.ca ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਹੈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।